Hi, are you a developer who wants to break into the world of product management but doesn't know how? Worry not. In this video, I'll help you understand how to do that. Hi guys, my name is Arushi and I have about 6+ years of experience building tech products. In this 6 years, I have worked across various unicorns across India and in Dubai. And right now I'm working as a senior product manager in Noon, which is the biggest e-commerce player in the MENA region. Before we get this video started, a quick disclaimer: if you like my content or if you like this video, please subscribe to this channel and like this video. This will help YouTube recommend this video further to other viewers like yourself. And please comment on the section below if you have any questions or if you want me to make a video on something else. By the way, this video I'm doing it because somebody mentioned on my comment section that they want me to do a video about how engineers can break into product. So guys, I'm listening. So we'll try to tackle this problem in the following 4 ways. First, we look at what are the skills that are similar between product management and product development. Second, we look at what are those skills that developers lack but are critical for PMs and how to attain them. 3, then we'll talk about how to transcribe your current development experience into product management relevant experience. And finally 4, where we'll cover how do you apply to PM jobs if you're already working as a developer. So without further ado, let's get started. So point number 1, how is engineering similar to product management? I have done a detailed video about this which I have linked above, but I still want to call out a few points over here. Point number 1, system thinking. Engineers or developers are trained to think of systems as components and how those components speak to one another. Product managers are also people who define systems or who figure out solutions using systems. So anyone who comes from an engineering background has a definite edge against someone who's not. Number 2, SQL or data analytics. SQL is a way that you can query databases to get some data out of it. And there's no product manager who can exist without being data savvy, right? So engineers, when they're studying computer science or if they're working as a developer, they do learn the nitty-gritties of SQL and how to write basic queries. That comes a long way when you join your first stint as an APM. Trust me guys, I think that's what kept me afloat during my initial days. Finally, engineers know how to think and talk like other engineers, right? So it's very easy for developers to set up a good rapport with their engineering team and to be able to communicate to them in a way where there's a friendly communication and there is some kind of cooperation between the two teams. And finally, one thing that I find extremely great in developers who are turned product managers is that they're terrific at finding corner cases or use cases that a normal person will not be able to identify. I think part of that is because as developers, you need to test your code, stress test it and do so many things on it that you generally just understand how to build corner cases and how to test them. So all of you coders out there who want to convert into product management, I'm sure you've got truckloads of confidence right now. You're welcome. However, whatever goes up comes down as well. So now we'll try to bring that confidence down a little bit by telling you what are those aspects that you lack as a developer which are really critical for life as a product manager. But worry not, I will also tell you how to resolve them or how to build those qualities in yourself. While developers are great at system thinking, almost universally all of them lack some kind of user empathy. And understandably so, because they don't interact so much with their users, so they don't really know what is it that their users want and what drives action. So if you are someone who's a developer and wants to turn into a product manager soon, I think it's about time that you start speaking to your customers and start building that empathy muscle in yourself. The next thing in PMing is stakeholder management. While as a developer turned PM, you might be great with your relationship with your engineering stakeholder, as a PM, you also have to be great at your stakeholder management with not just engineering, but also business, operations, legal, finance, and hundreds of other stakeholders. And how do you do that? Well, you have to be extremely structured and great at communication. Now, a lot of engineers are introverts or they like to work in their own cocoons. This, my friend, will not sustain you if you want to become a product manager. So if you want to turn PM, think twice. Are you someone who is happy to be in the center stage? Are you someone who's okay managing so many stakeholders and so many people asking you questions about a product that you haven't developed? Finally, PMs also have to be great at user experience or defining what is the kind of UI UX that somebody would see when they come to your product. Now almost always you'll have some design help over here, but the PM has to lead the way for the designer in order to what is it that they want them to solve for. Remember, a product manager is always the voice of the user. So again, going back to point number 1, if you have built up good empathy about your users, if you understand them well, you should be able to define how the user experience should be. But another thing that you should do also is to look at other case studies, look how other apps are solving for user experience, and I'll tell you this, inspiration is the best way to learn over here. So now coming to the most awaited part of this video, how to translate some of those developer competencies into a product management CV. One of the most useful is sprint management. So if you have managed a Jira board or been a Scrum Master, then you can put that experience as something like this. I managed multiple sprints as a Scrum Master and ensured that the project delivery happens on time in 95% of the sprints that I managed. Why this point is important? Because as an early PM, you will be responsible for delivering products in time. That's one of the key metrics that you're measured on. So if you've done that before, I think that will come very handy. Another way you can showcase your work is to show the impact that your project had. So for example, you were a developer who worked in the team which owned customer referrals. In that case, you can put your experience something like this. I worked on referrals and helped scale the product to 2x its initial reach by launching XYZ feature. So now we move to the last part of the video, how you as a developer can move into the role of product management. Now there are multiple ways to do it. I'll list them all out for you and also tell you which of them do I think is the most favorable or the most likely to get you some good outcomes. The first is to go for an MBA. Now guys, MBA is still that magic bullet that you can take which will just change your career, right? So if you're a developer and you want to get into product, you can definitely get an MBA, and post an MBA you will be able to get a lot of product opportunities. I think that's how I got into product. But honestly, in the current ecosystem, given the way the opportunities are available right now, I think this is the least efficient of all the means. And I'll only recommend you this in case you've lost hope or you've tried and failed at all the other options. So this is the least favorable of them all. The second option, or the most favorable of them all, is applying within your organization. If you're already working as a developer, you already have some kind of social capital, you already know the business model, you already know the ins and outs of it. The best way is to reach out to PMs in your organization and tell them that you want to be a product manager. If you're a developer, you already are building the product. So, you can ask for a few technical products that you can build yourself. So for example, I remember in one scenario, there was a SD3 in my team who wanted to move into PMing, and he just started picking up a few technical products himself, which were, to be built for internal teams where the user interface or the risk was not that high, and this guy delivered. Another way could be to reach out to people in LinkedIn and to organizations that have hired engineers as PMs before. My advice here would be to start small, reach out to Series A or Series B startups, because they are more likely to take the risk of hiring someone who does not have a PM experience. Call out guys here, if you go to smaller organization, it's good because you might get the exposure that you need, but you might not get the mentorship that you need initially in your days, right? In your initial days. So balance it out, see what works for you, but this approach is also not the most recommended in my opinion. But if nothing works, then do try this out as well. And the fourth and the final thing is, doing some courses, being more visible on LinkedIn. CSP and PSP are good certifications that you can take in. Your resume will definitely stand out if you've done some certifications, some courses on product, because this shows that you have real interest, you have ability to really stand out and take the effort to learn. And of course, you've learned something while you've done the certification, so you know the skill as well. With this, I come to the end of this video. I hope you found the content useful. Please let me know in the comment section below if you want me to do more videos on this topic, or if there's anything else that you want me to talk about. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching so far. Ta-da!